Yo, 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 Bonafide Hustler here.
Raiken Profit.
CP.
Retro aficionado.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Green Room Hangout number 42. In this hangout, we are going to discuss what it's like to be within the Green Room. And if you have any general questions or anything like that, we will get to them in this episode. But I'm the Bonafide Hustler. I reside in Austin, Texas. I flip things that I find from garage sales, yard sales, pawn shops, swap meets, state sales, and I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, and my antique booth. I do it really well. It's probably my primary source of income. I love doing it. You can check out my book right here. Flip that. You know what it's called. Find it on Amazon. You can find it on smashwords.com. But that's who I am. Don't want to toss it over to Raiken Profit.
What's going on, guys? Hopefully everyone's having a terrific night. My name's Steve Raiken. I have a YouTube channel as well called Raiken Profit. Sell on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, Kindle. Been doing this for about 2 years, consistently learning more and more stuff every day along with you folks. But excited for tonight's show. I'm going to pass it off to my main man, Yang.
Oh, gosh. Hey, what's going on, guys? Young, also known as Retro aficionado. Live in San Jose, California. And been doing this since '87, man. I was in my mid-teens. Oh gosh, man. But yeah, I mean, I sell on various platforms: eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, Antique Booth, you name it. I've probably done it at some point in my life. CP.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, this is CP. I reside in a landlocked country somewhere in the United States. I've gotten kicked out of Starbucks, so I am at home with internet now, which is fantastic. I'm so happy to be here with the internet. I am the author of the Guitar Hero Bible. This right here is going to make me over $100, and if you want to know how, there's going to be a link in the comments where you can check out the guide, or if you are in the green room already, you have a copy of the guide for free. I'm mostly active right now on Amazon and Etsy, but I have done full-fledged eBay and a lot of Craigslist deals in the past. I'm going to throw it back over to Chris.
Okay, and before you throw it back to me, I will re-throw it back onto you and ask you, how many ties do you think you have behind you?
Oh man, let me hold on. Let me do the 47.
Dude, the way you put your hand on those things like a harp, dude. A harp of ties, man.
He's got about 25 of them vineyard vines, which he found.
Yeah, they're actually like 99% Hermes, and then the rest is vineyard vines.
Jeez.
Basically, it's like a bank vault full of money that's in ties. Basically, is in your room, right?
Oh yeah, they take up less space than cash, so I just deal.
Literally, every tie that he touches turns to gold. I mean, we went to, what, 4 or 5 thrift stores in Austin, Texas?
Also, I was close. Salvatore Ferragamo, Vineyard Vines, Hermes, Armani. There we go.
Oh, man, I don't know, but kills it with ties. He kills it.
If you check out, I think it's the Hustler video number 2. It's in my vlog videos. But when the Hustlers come into town, it's when the Hustlers come into Austin. I do have a playlist on my channel. I think the second video, you'll see exactly what they're talking about. We go to a couple thrift stores, and CP is killing ties and just knocking them out left and right, finding the best ones, and that's what Raiken is referring to. All right, so first of all, thanks a lot to all the people out there that are joining this show. We got 38 viewers in the room. We're going to go into the YouTube feed real quick. We want to do a sound check, make sure we sound all good, so make sure, help us out and just let us know if we sound pretty good. Second of all, the other way you can help us out is let us know in the feed if you're within the green room or not, because we know we have a lot of people that are in the green room that are just joining the show and they just love it, but there's some people out there that are not in the room, and we want to make sure that you get a taste of maybe there's some people in the comment feed that are already in the room. You can start asking questions behind the scenes right in the comment feed. Go for it. And I'm pretty sure we'll get represented in a really good way. But I want to make sure I go into the feed. We got James Tucker, Henry Money, Patrick Henry, Vintage Philly PA, Caesar's Palace, Virginia Natividad. Got a lot of people I've seen before. Mothership Products, Orange Elephant 523, Gene Caruso, Hot Halloween Props, Heather Hale, James D's Nuts, Teenage Picker. I love shouting out people because and Matthew Dresner and Noah Cunningham. These are the people that are so dedicated on a random night of the week, and they want to spend an hour with us. So it's really cool to see them in the feed engaging. This is gonna be one of those hangouts where we go into the feed frequently in the night and we take a look for very good questions that we can answer, or hopefully someone in the question feed or the comment feed can answer for you regarding the green room. So if you're on the fence on whether to join, this might be the perfect show for you. But go ahead and ask away right now. We do have a little bit of an agenda, but it's not. It's mostly based upon the feed and the questions that you guys have out there for us. So we made sure to bring some of our green roomers into the feed. So hopefully they're there, and you can start asking questions right now. Okay, before we get to that, and before we get some feedback on how our sound is, find anything cool this week, College Picker?
Yeah, dude. Anytime I find a Guitar Hero, I'm stoked. And I did find one this weekend. I have a box of FBA stuff. I did a lot of good stuff this weekend. Probably pulled about $1,000 in about 5 hours of work. Just got to process the FBA inventory and get it out. And I see a comment already. Guitar Hero is so hot right now. It's so true. The prices have skyrocketed since Christmas. So.
Oh, that's great. Cool. So you found more Guitar Hero stuff. Raiken, still messing with clothing? Yes or no?
Yeah. I still am, but I've been focusing on some retail arbitrage after the Christmas season. There's a lot of sales going on at a lot of stores around my area, and I'm sure around your area too. 75% up to 90% at some of these stores. So been messing with that a lot lately, and kind of focusing on Amazon right now. But yeah, still selling clothes, but I always jump from platform to platform depending upon the opportunities and everything.
How bored we get.
Yeah, I get bored quite easily, so that definitely plays a role too.
Retro, what's going on? Did you find some cool stuff, or are you getting bored?
I don't think I'm ever bored, but no, I found some cool stuff, man. I found, I think I talked to you guys over the weekend. I found like over 300 Hot Wheels brand new for $100.
Yeah, I remember you sent that text. You were so excited.
Yeah,
you had to share it with us in the moment.
I was so excited. And then I found this. It's a really cool piece for the antique booth. It's this massive aerial camera that they used in a World War II aircraft. I mean, this thing's the size of a baseball, weighs a solid 16, 17 pounds, man. It's if you guys go to my Facebook page, I posted some pictures, but this thing's huge. Great piece, a lot of history. Yeah, I was really excited about that as well. Got that for $50, and I did some research on it. You're going about 200 plus.
Well, that's cool. What did you ask for in the booth?
I'm not gonna say because I put a ridiculous price on it.
Hey, that's okay. Honestly, if you have something that's very, very collectible, it's very one-off, and there's not a super large established market on eBay for it, you can kind of afford it. And honestly, if you got it for like pennies on the dollar, you got it for nothing, and you can do that kind of strategy. That's a great strategy where you basically try to ask an astronomical amount, and it looks like half of the time you'll get it, right? I mean, at least 50% of the time you'll get that crazy amount, but the other, you're just going to start taking money off of it as the weeks pass by.
People in the antique malls and the antique booth, I mean, the customers will bargain too. I mean, so it's not like, and by the way, like, that's actually, and the green room members will tell you, that's actually one of my strategies is when I find something like a one-of-a-kind item, I'll put a ridiculous price on it. I don't care. People call me crazy. They say I'm losing my mind. But you know what? I've had some solid sales. I mean, you guys have seen some of the stuff that I sold within the past year, and so.
I got a question for Chris or Yang or Steve.
Okay, say it again.
I have a question for one of you guys. When you say pennies on the dollar, what does that exactly mean? I've heard people throw that term and that phrase around, but like, does it just mean it was pennies or what? Like, what is the dollar? And what
it basically means, I guess you just bought it for like dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's like dirt cheap. Like, yeah, that's basically what he's saying. It's
so
like
the pennies to dollar is it's no shrunk down fraction for something. I don't know. I've heard it before.
I think technically it's supposed to be like if something's worth $100, literally you got it for like $2 or $3. I'd say that's pennies on the dollar. You hear that word, you hear that phrase tossed around a lot in the real estate market with like flipping houses. Oh, I bought that single family for pennies on the dollar. But did they really? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've heard it in different settings, but I never Googled it, and I felt like asking you.
No, I think actually, technically, haven't you gotten a lot of those ties behind you, CP, for pennies on the dollar?
I don't know what pennies on the dollar is, so.
Okay, this sounds like a perfect time to go out in the comment feed. All you guys out there that have some extra time, or gals, if you know exactly what pennies on the dollar means, and I'm talking like an actual explanation, like an
Explain
explanation
it to
of
me.
daylight savings time, for example, let us know. Is it, does it go back to like the 19th century or Victorian era where it was made up? Where did that pennies on the dollar phrase come up from? So I'll run the show and everything with these three peeps, including the Joker right there, and why don't we have someone out there help us out with the pennies on the dollar phrase? I'm curious to know now because, CP's curious, and now I'm starting to get curious. Like, where did this phrase come from? How long ago was it made?
And what does it exactly mean?
What?
What does it exactly mean?
Okay,
Because
someone's going to help us out. I'm pretty sure someone out there. We have a lot of helpful people in the comment feed, trust me.
I
Okay.
hope so.
People are saying that we sound really good, and they're from within the green room. That's great. Gene Caruso. Everyone's clear from the green room. Adidas Picker, green room member here. We have Halloween props. Sounds great. I'm in the room as well. James Tucker, not a green room member yet. Okay, so James Tucker, if you have a question, we'll try to get it out and try to answer it for you right here. Think about some questions, man, and put it there in the comment feed. Hopefully, if we don't get to it, then one of the people that are within the green room that's watching the comment feed will get into it. Y'all sound perfect from Nick Ballard. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. So let me go to the top. We have Cool Toads is also in here too. So Cool Toads, definitely a veteran picker within the picker space on YouTube. I think he crossed 1,000 subscribers. Raiken, would you know? Cool Toads?
I'd guess and say yes because he's fairly consistent, puts out really good content. So I'd say yes. I'll check it out right now and see.
Okay. Because I mean he's been a huge bona fide supporter on my channel for like at least the past 2 years. So I gotta say he could be my #1 supporter. It's possible. And I know he supports.
Dude, I subscribed when you had like 300 subscribers.
Yeah, but he comments on like all my videos, dude. You just visit me in here in Austin. That's all you did.
I just got internet, so I can't watch any videos until today.
Okay, so Nick Ballard said, Steve explained it correctly on the pennies on the dollar. Something is worth $1 and you get it for a few pennies. That's basically what it is. But let's see where this thing came from. I'm pretty sure someone's doing some more research in the background to see like historically where did this term come from.
So if something's worth $50 and it's pennies on the dollar, I could have gotten it for like less than $10.
Yeah. It's basically like a ridiculously low price versus what it's worth.
Because, well, once you cross pennies, it would be a nickel, right? Like past 5, so it has to be like less than 5%. That's what I'm trying to think. Is it like less than 5%? Yeah, maybe that.
I used to call College Picker when we were in Texas. I called him my little problem solver. I said, I wish I could just hire you. Just come along with me on my day, like every single day, because he wants to figure everything out. Every little thing. He's a smart little cookie over there.
He is, man. This guy's like, his neurons and his myelin sheaths are like on fire right now. So,
like, honestly, if we didn't give him the answer to what the pennies on the dollar was right now, he might have just shut down the whole Hangout, went back to Starbucks, and just read books all day long until he found out the answer.
Okay, so we have questions from people that are not in the green room. So I'm going to toss this one out to... Okay, I'm going to toss this one out to Young, because Young can answer this one pretty well. Matthew Dresner says, hey, what kind of guides are available within the group?
So currently in the group, I got my guide. There's Steve's guide.
What's your guide, Young?
Oh, make sure before you say your guide, like say free or 25% off code. Like, see if you can remember all of the things.
Oh gosh, man. Well, mine's free in the group. I believe Steve's is free.
What is your guide? So he knows. What is your guide?
It's called Experience Antique Booth Success. And I believe Steve's 101 clothing guide is free. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, you're wrong. I'll correct you. It's 102.
Okay, so the 102 is free. We got College Picker's Guide, the Guitar Hero Guide. That's free. And Chris, oh gosh, man, I'm stuck on this one. Yours is free or 25%? There you go.
Okay, I think I'll take over a little bit right here
and
try to finish this up. All right, so here are what the free guides are within the group. We have 102 killer clothing brands, And within Raiken's products, he also has a 25% discount code for 101 clothing brands and blazing profits. Okay, so that's Raiken on his side. Now, College Picker has a Guitar Hero guide. It's basically a guide.
Bible. It's a Bible.
It's a Bible. Yeah, it's a very in-depth. I'm talking seriously in-depth thing about
New Living Translation of the Guitar Hero Bible.
Yep, and it ends with a little bit of some stuff about some Wii stuff. I won't spoil it, but that one right there is for free. As
dude, that stuff was super hot this Christmas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the free guide right there. Then we have Young, who has a guide called Experience Antique Booth Success. That guide's in the open market, but in the room is for free. Okay. We have myself, which has a 25% code on this right here. And my next upcoming bike guide is going to be in there for free as well. Then you have an overarching green room collaboration called 100 Amazing Items to Resell. That guide is for free in the room, which I think that guide's great because, I mean, I seriously find things from that guide all the time, weekly basis. I'm not even kidding. So we put things that we find on a really regular to semi-regular basis in that guide. I like that guide a lot.
It's a good it's a great right-hand resource for sure.
Absolutely. You know, pictures and everything, what to get, green room score, you know, what to look out for. It's a really amazing guide. So that's on the open market for like $40. So, and now it's in the room for free. So that's what we have right there. We also have an eBay blocked lister guide, not a guide, but it's like a document of people that have not paid or have done people wrong within the group, so they put their name on there, and you can add them to your block list. You have that. I hear a printer in the background. I hear something going on.
Young's vacuuming again.
Young. Did I miss anything, guys?
For the free ebooks and for the discounts, I think you got it all.
Okay. So we have that, and then we have a couple more other things that people wrote up within the group. I want to say there's an FBA how-to start guide or problem-solving guide. Young, help me on this one.
There's
like FBA step-by-step something, right?
Dude, I can't remember what I did yesterday, man. You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, anyway, there's something in there. I forgot. I know it's in there. Anyway, so that's basically within the group. We're going to go to another question because that was the whole point of this entire hangout was to go into the questions and answer as many as we can.
You guys hear this feedback or not?
Yeah, I hear it.
It sounds like a printer. I don't know who it is. Not me. It's definitely not me. It sounds like a... It's probably you, CP, with your...
No, my computer and internet is faster than everybody here.
Oh, gosh. Jeez.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna drop out, and if it's still going, then it's not me.
Okay, fair enough. Uh-oh. I don't think that's me. I'm not dropping out because this whole hangout would go to you know what. Okay. Matthew Dresner, I'm looking to sustain great success throughout the year. Do you guys give heads up for off-season clearance sales? Young, answer that one.
Yeah. I'm always talking about some products that you can buy after, for instance, like Christmas. I'm always preaching about certain stuff that you can buy, hold on, and then hold on to the items, and then you can send them in the next year and just make a fortune. I did it this past year, and it's worked for me for the past 2 years that I've been doing FBA now.
Okay. I actually learned about a few stores that, because last year was my first year kind of messing around with Amazon FBA, especially retail arbitrage, and I did a few stores, like clearance stuff or out of season stuff. But actually in the green room, I learned about a few different stores I didn't even know about, which were pretty much gold mines for Christmas stuff. So yeah, there's definitely some good information in there for people who don't know a lot about Amazon FBA, kind of like myself. I still consider myself to be an amateur, so definitely got some good information and nuggets in there.
Okay. We have a correction on something. Well, not a correction, but an addition to what we were talking about from Gene Caruso. It says, plus, when other members write a book, they give us discounts on their product, or sometimes they're for free. Which
that's true. Yeah, that's true, too.
So we had, I think Jeremiah Bryan, if I'm not mistaken, had a really cool, he actually, I think, has one or two guides that there was a a 2 or a 4 day period where that thing was for free on the Kindle market or something like that, and I put it in my phone and I checked it out and it was legit. So yeah,
and that was a best-selling book too. That book took off.
Right, yeah,
it took off.
Yeah, that's a good one too. It's not free now though. That's the thing. I think it was free for 2 to 4 days within the room. If you were in there, there was some weird like 48-hour thing. Or correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember. It was over the holidays sometime. I put it in my phone. I reviewed it within like 1 or 2 hours, and it was a really good put together.
Yeah, if you have a Kindle book and you opt into the KDP Select program, you can give away your book for 5 days free.
Right.
He was nice enough to put the link into the green room. So.
Yeah, that was a really amazing. He had 2 of them. One had to do with like kids.
Yeah.
Right, and then the other one was like just really amazing things to look for in a garage sale or something like that.
I think it was like Trash to Gold or something like that.
It was real good. It was real good. And then I want to say Tommy Heights had a book too that was like side jobs for the college or so, right?
Yeah.
So like that. And that was for free for a little, period of time. We had a rock star in the group named Robert Burns. I mean, we have plenty of rock stars in the group, but Robert Burns is obviously he was the first winner of our MVP kind of challenge thing, and we'll talk to you about that later. But he's a shoe guy, right? You basically take Raiken, right? Who loves clothes, right? Turn him into a shoe guy, right? You have this guy. You take me, who loves bikes and so proficient at it, makes a lot of money doing it, and you turn me into a shoe guy. You have this guy, and this guy made a book, and apparently it's really well done. And there was a huge discount code right before it was launched for people within the green room, so that was amazing too. So thank you, Gene Caruso, for adding on to the value that's within the room. Yeah. Okay. So, and I just said, Mothership Products had to correct me. He said Mr. Shoe Guy basically has a shoe guide with a discount. So that's what he's talking about. Let's see here. Mothership Products says someday there might be a bike guide someday, right? Which is interesting. No, I'm gonna have to answer that one real quick because the bike guide was an interesting thing I was working on for like the last part of November. It was right into November, right? And then something more important with a lot of, it was the green room that got me into it, was FBA. FBA, fourth quarter FBA with toys. I dropped everything. I dropped, staying at the coffee shop for multiple hours, and I went to do retail arbitrage for like a solid 2 to 3 weeks. That's what I did, and I put the bike guide on the side burner, and right now I'm still, catching up from some of that stuff with original hustles and everything. I came across a really amazing haul last week, and then I just processed to last night. So I got a lot of things that I'm still messing with to get to cruise control, which is where I can start doing that book again. So I plan to be working on the book Monday next week, and I need to get this guide out. He's right, and I'm about 60% done with it, just so you know. And that guide will be for free in the green room. Halloween. Hold on real quick. Let me make sure I get this one right here. Okay, James Tucker. So, Raiken, I'll let you answer this one. Question number 1, do any of the admin offer coaching within the green room, or is it more just community coaching?
Well, we don't have an official green room coaching program, at least not right now. We've never even talked about one. But most of the coaching is done inside of the green room, just on a community basis. So, I mean, a lot of people, they'll ask questions, or they'll post bolos, or they'll post pictures of items, and it's just a lot of back and forth, and a lot of the members, they tag us in it, or we tag them in it, and we kind of communicate like that. But we don't have a actual coaching program, if that's the specific answer you were looking for.
Yeah, and I think we purposely, just one-on-one coaching like all the time, we purposely strayed away, I think, from that part of it, only because we wanted to have the freedom to create some of the really good value that we have created, and we're still creating, and we're still part of this other team effort with a website builder, and that's going to take time, right? And that kind of time is important to take, as opposed to the coaching thing. And I'm not saying that the people in the green room aren't important. I'm saying that within it, the community is very strong. The communities are extremely smart. There's so many instances. I would say in 60% of the instances, someone beats me to something that's targeted to me, right? Someone says, they highlight my name, and I might be hustling in the field or working out or doing something, but someone beats me to the answer or already has like their opinion. So the community aspect, even with 232 members, is very, very strong.
There's a lot of veterans in there.
Yeah, there are a lot of veterans in there as well. So don't think that the green room is just beginners, because it's actually theoretically more intermediates to, it seems like, experts. So yeah. hopefully that answers your question. You know, they always say, like, surround yourself with the people you want to become, right? And I think the green room, the testament to the green room is you're surrounding yourself with people that are they're on the single track, and they're on the track where paid to get in, I'm not going to cause any riffraff,
Yeah.
I want to learn, right? And I think that's essentially what's gone on, right? And I didn't see that happening when we started the group in the very first place. We never thought that would actually occur, but when you actually tie money to someone's commitment level, it's amazing what people become inside. They just hunker down and they go, okay, I'm here to do one thing only. And don't get me wrong, people have fun in there, but they're basically like, I'm in here to make money and to share. So that's really cool as well. James Tucker said, thank you for the answer, and you're welcome. Recycler Project said, the bike guide was supposed to be done in July. I can't wait for it. Okay, Dresden. Oh, man, this is a great one. God, we may as well answer this one now. CP, I'll let you answer this one. Matthew Dresner says, what are overall green room goals for 2015 from the admin perspective? We might all have to share into this one, but CP, you can start off a little bit.
Overall green room goals? I'm not a goal-oriented person, man. I'm not the right person to ask for that.
Okay.
Steve's the goal setter.
Yeah, let's throw it to Raiken, and then we can throw it to me.
And somebody move. I think somebody has like a charger or something next to there.
I didn't even hear what the question was. I was answering a question in the chat right now.
Okay. Matthew Dresner says, and Raiken, you and I want to answer this. Matthew Dresner says, what are the overall green room goals for 2015 from the admin perspective?
So he's asking, what are our goals pretty much for like the direction of the green room?
Yeah, that's basically
okay, cool. I think our biggest one right now is definitely getting our website up, because the thing about a Facebook group, it's terrific, but the reason why we wanted a website is because we wanted to make it easier to deliver content to you guys. So I'd say our number one goal is definitely getting the website up so we can start putting more content in the form of videos, maybe interviews, maybe courses, free for the green room, and just make it a place where anybody could go, depending. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, an intermediate, or advanced. You could go into there and you could find what you're looking for. You could get a lot of content, a lot of information, and just a lot of education. But, I mean, the number one goal of the green room, at least from my perspective, is to help somebody to make money in their business, really. I mean, if you go into the green room, why are you going there? You're investing your money because you want to learn how to make more money. You want to learn either the systems or the platforms or how to automate or what to buy, what to sell. So seriously, our main goal is to help you guys to make more money, and the way we do that is by giving you guys information. So the website's really going to help to be able to give you more access to information easier and in a more organized fashion.
Right, so that's one of the main goals that Raiken was doing. I'll echo on that. The website's primary goal is to, A, make it easier to join the green room, B, to make the information within the green room with how many different directions it's really going to be whittled down into certain tabs and everything to where you can see exactly what you're looking for at any given time. That's one of the main goals with that. The other thing that he was talking about was, you know, basically it's a place like we realize that people, we want the people within there to be people that understand the risk analysis very effectively within hustling already. So you basically put some money forward to get an insane amount of return. That's basically what hustling really is, right? It's feeling like you've cheated, you know, made a loophole or something like that, and you could maybe leave corporate America like I did. It's one of those kind of things. We want to basically put you in a place, you know, with a little bit of commitment from you, $100, and let you expand. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a post with maybe a sales snapshot or just a random post with something that says, you know, thank you so much to my green roomers. And they're not just saying us, okay? They're saying the entire community here. Thank you so much to my green roomers. Would have never been possible without you. They post like their sales stuff, right? Or thank you green room community, because I originally came out to here to you know, be an expert on eBay, and while I was able to get my eBay business rolling perfectly, I found myself getting more and more gravitated towards FBA, right, with all the posts on FBA. And I would have never started FBA without you guys or all that stuff. I've seen that post a million times go through. So it's a lot of fun, and it's, you know, the value aspect of the green room I really want to stress is getting around people that are like-minded like yourself, and then getting around a very kind of a small group right now, right? Let's not lie. A small group right now that is sharing things to where you can capitalize on that within your own hometown. We had a lot of fourth quarter bolos that I believe were very significant and secretive to our own group, and I think that was one of the ways that we actually had a piece of the market. We were actually able to make. And people were finding my bolos across the USA, which was great, and selling them for more than what I had posted or less, or exactly what I posted it for. But it was one of those kind of things as well. So the value is within the feed, it's within the community, it's within that aspect of like I'll join a group to where maybe just the group shares these little things, right?
I think my bolos are the most valuable part.
Okay. Let me get some more questions.
What is that noise?
Okay.
Awesome.
There are a lot of questions, and I'm trying hard to get to them. So here we go. Oh, here's a good one.
You are so loud, Eric.
Chill out, man.
It's like the guy that opens like the bag of potato chips in the movie theater.
Okay, Matthew Dresner, and I'll let Yang answer this one. How often are you guys on the site? It's not a site; it's a Facebook group right now, but it will be a site soon.
Group. Yeah, I mean we're on there every day.
Every day, if not every other day.
Yeah, I mean we're not there. We're not on there like every second, because I mean we do have we do have lives. I mean we're out sourcing products, or if you're like me, I have a day job or whatnot. I mean, but we're on there every day. And I think I'm probably on there the most out of the admins, only because I have the time. Yeah, I mean we're on there every day. And I admit the past several days I haven't been on there as much as I have in the past, only because it is the new year and I've been more dedicated to my day job. But yeah, we're on there every day.
Yeah, and I can speak for myself. I know that I check at the green room thing every single day. I check for my own highlights, so if someone tags me, I'm there immediately, or as fast as I can get there. I check it probably, I would say at this time, I check it about 6 times a day, honestly. So that's how often I'm in, if not more. So
I've been.
There's that. Yeah, go ahead.
Has anybody checked the green room today with the clothing sale? Some of these people, I gotta shout some people out right now because it's just blowing my mind some of the clothing items people are finding. Jack O'Dell found an amazing Versace item today. April, did you see April? I think it's Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Did you see that Ralph Lauren haul that she pulled out today?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Who else do we have? Sam Miller in there, killing it in there. Aaron Kipper selling that Sweet Nat Nast item. I mean, it's just amazing the things that people find. I mean, I go to thrift stores all the time and I find jackpots and I think they're great sometimes, and then I see some of these other members and what they're finding. I'm just like, wow, I've never found that before. Crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I want to say even Sam Miller today came across some boots that were amazing leather. I don't know who made them. There was some weird Italian name, but like obviously someone within like I think a minute or two got in there, was like easy 150, like you better get that, like it was pretty cool. So she buys some. I don't know where the Sam Miller gets. She has so much exquisite stuff in her pictures. But when I go to my Goodwills and stuff, like she's got a lot of good stuff in her town. Like
yeah,
she's a hustler though too. She's always going out. She's always posting. Like have you noticed a strong correlation between the people that are really succeeding and the people who are like consistently posting and interacting and finding out the answers? Like, she's a hustler. I give her a lot of credit because she doesn't give up. She's always pushing to the next day, and that's really what it takes to be a winner as a reseller. Honestly, it's just getting up the next day, learning something, trying something new, and just keep going forward. It's crazy.
I remember one time she posted a picture of a closet, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, she has a lot of products.
Yeah,
man, she's got to come to Connecticut so we could team up together and just take over.
Well, hopefully she will go there. Where is she? You don't know where she lives, Raiken?
I hope she lives very far away. That's all, because nothing personal, but I don't want her getting near my thrift stores. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure.
Okay, we have a question. We have a question here that we might be able to answer. Maybe not. My guess is we probably won't be, because it's. What is some of the monthly potential income on the Amazon FBA platform? So I guess that's. I mean, y'all help me on this one.
Oh my gosh, that's so broad, dude.
Yeah.
It just depends. It really depends on how much money you invest. what kind of products you source. I mean, it's just there's just so much factors that goes into it, right? I mean, but I mean, if you're starting out doing FBA, I would suggest that you start with items around the house first. Just start scanning some books that you have on the shelves, or if you have a board game, start scanning the board games, and then from there start hitting up the thrift stores and the garage sales. Then once you're comfortable doing all that, then start doing retail arbitrage. But I would say, it's just, I mean, I can't give you a specific answer. You just have to go and, it's just basically you get out what you put in.
Yeah, there's some people. My answer to that was like it really depends on how hard you swing, right? And it depends on what time of the year you swing too. If you swing very lightly, right, in even the Christmas time, you're going to make a pretty decent amount back very quickly, right? But if you swing hard, for example, in the Christmas time, and I'm talking like hard like College Picker did or hard like Young did, then you're going to get a very big return. But just keep in mind, if you were sourcing like non-stop CP, your average sourcing, you were sourcing all day long in the Christmas season, right? For at least 2 or 3 solid weeks, right? Like literally all day long, right?
Not for 2 or 3 weeks. I probably did about 10 hours a week of sourcing for 2 weeks.
That's it? No way, dude.
Yeah, dude, my car can only fit so much stuff.
And your numbers are very good for 10 hours a week. I'll tell you that.
Well, because I knew what I was buying.
Okay. Your numbers were really good. He shared his numbers in the room, so.
I shared my numbers on my Facebook page.
Okay, never mind. So you shared it there too. Okay.
Is that a Southern Tide shirt you got on right now, Eric?
How would you know that?
I saw the little fish.
There is a little fish on it.
I don't even know. What kind of fish is that? Is it like a bluefish or something?
It's the skipjack polo.
Hey, Raiken, mute yourself for 1 second and come off the mute real quick.
It's Steve's mic. I told you, Steve, if you have a charger or anything that's flowing electricity through it next to your headphones, move it because it's going to interfere with your signal.
Okay, so there we go. See, Green Rumor's helping Green Rumor.
I'm telling you, he's charging his phone next to it or something. It's messing it.
Here, I want you to tell him, hey, Steve, come out of the chat, come back into it. You know where the link is.
It's not that. It's interference with his microphone. But anyways.
Okay, we'll see what he does. Okay.
So to answer that question, it can vary from freaking like $1 a year up until you could make $10,000 to $100,000 a year with FBA, depending on how much time you're going to put into it.
Yeah, time and money. That's what it is. How hard you swing. I mean,
it is. It's time and money and mechanics and mitigating returns. There's ways to mitigate returns.
Yeah. Elaine Atlas, we cannot answer this question, but I'll just read it out. What's Young's day job, and what is his area of expertise in antiques? Okay, so we can answer.
He doesn't want to talk about his day job.
Yeah, the second.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about my day job, and the reason I don't disclose it is because, well, I mean, if you're working out of your home, why don't you tell me what your address is? That's how I feel about my day job.
My God!
I don't want to provide where I work because obviously by doing these hangouts, I'm a public figure now. I don't want people showing up in my office.
Look, this guy barking. He turned into a pit bull.
No, I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of crazy people out there, and as a public figure, by doing these hangouts, I don't want people showing up in my office, be like, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube." That's why I don't disclose where I work. As far as the antique booth, I mean, you can pretty much sell anything in the booth. But I mean, I wouldn't call myself like an expert on antiques. I've never said I was an expert, but yeah, I mean, in my booth, I pretty much sell a variety of things.
Okay, cool. There's also myself in the antique booth kind of thing. I've been running my booth for maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe I can't remember now when I started this thing, but I've experienced highs and lows of antique booth. How to do it, the psychology behind the booth, how to structure your stuff. I know a lot about that stuff now. I consider myself to be in a very good antique mall here in Austin, Texas. I ain't gonna lie, it's a very good one. And I'm experienced with rent and freaking how to handle people that call you on the phone and like how to negotiate. My expertise within antiques is kind of like Young says. If you have a booth, you don't have to be an expert just in anything, right? You have to be cognizant of what an antique is, I think. Let's put it that way. Or what retro or what vintage is.
Or just what something is cool.
Yeah, so you want to be getting, one-off cool things. I'm talking like Zubaz pants, and you want to get a generic hypercolor shirt if you find one and put that in the booth. You want to be finding old boomboxes, right? Cowboy boots that are distressed. You don't want to be putting super brand new stuff in there. You want to be putting distressed, one-of-a-kind kind of things in there. And what I might say I'm an expert in, which I like to say I'm an expert in, boots and storefront lettering and window panes and things like that. Just because it sells in my booth doesn't mean it'll sell in yours in your hometown. So you really have to understand your client base and who's going to be shopping at your booth before you realize what do I need to be buying, right? So if your antique mall or whatever is getting seen by a bunch of really old people, then maybe you should be more to like trinkets and like World War II knives and things like that. Whereas if your mall is like mine, where it's visited by a lot of like hipsters and some old people and people that are just breaking out of the norm, right? Not even hipsters, they're just breaking out of the norm and they want to buy some cool stuff. Then you can afford to put all kinds of crazy stuff in there, right? And things all the way from antlers to boomboxes to mugs to steins to parking meters to whatever. It sells. People want that in their house. Don't ask me why. So yeah, we do have a. I think if your question is, Alan Atlas, if your question is, is there someone in the room that's an expert on like, 1800s, 1900s clawfoot tables and that kind of stuff? What wood is this, and how should I get this mark out of this wood? That kind of person's not in the green room yet. So, and that would be a true like antique historian, like person that knows about a lot of stuff. That person we don't have yet. Doesn't mean we can't have them. It's just we don't have them yet. And it doesn't have to be a him either. It could be a her. Okay. Dresner, what kind of guides are available within the group? All right, so we discussed that in the very first part of this video. Check that out. It'll become an actual video on my feed after this is done, so you can actually rewind and see what we talked about. Oh, I guess that was the first question. I'm at the very bottom of the feed. All right, let me go to the top of the feed real quick. All right, if you have a question right now, haven't answered it, go ahead and post it. I'm going to do a refresh right here. I'm stuck on like trying to help everybody out here, and I was at the bottom of the feed. So let me make sure we get everything right. Because I know there's some people in here that are on the fence of joining, and maybe we can help them out. If you see a question, if you have an answer to a question and you are within the green room, you're in the comment feed right now. Go ahead and answer it. Try to answer it for us. We would greatly appreciate that. But we'll help you guys here. 1 second. Okay, College Picker, what were you saying?
I see a question that says, is there any age restrictions on our Facebook group? I would say no. As long as you have a PayPal account and you can pay your yearly dues, you should be straight.
Yeah, I mean, I would say every now and then there's a cuss word that flies around here and there, but it's very few and far between, so just being honest. NSFW kind of matter. It exists here and there, but it's not rampant, let's put it that way.
It's PG-13. We'll say it's PG-13.
Henry, yes, can I find boomboxes and Zubaz pants for pennies on the dollar? You can absolutely find those two things for pennies on the dollar. That's the only reason, that's the only real way I swing on them for the booth. My booth, I would like to think, is a lot of stuff that's in there for pennies on the dollar. That way, when it actually sells, you don't, just keep in mind, guys, I still have to pay rent and everything, so I've got to be buying things on pennies on the dollar so I can actually pay the rent and make some profit, which I reinvest and buy more old stuff. It's cool.
Can I mail Steve a new microphone headset?
All right, I'm going to see if I can answer. This is a pretty long question. We're going to take this one in steps here. Done Deal says, are there any techniques, ideas, processes, etc. that you use that you are hesitant to share because they give you a competitive advantage? I think it's human nature to always hold something back, right? This is a very good question. Yeah, there are some, I have a couple things in my life, right? I ain't gonna lie. Like, I have a couple things in my life that I hold to myself, and they're just amazing, amazing opportunities to where I think if I told anyone about it, like, it would flood the market with too many of those things, and then the opportunities would be gone, right? And these are just small little things. It could be a sourcing job, right? Something really, really significant to maybe my area, but I know it might. It's not limited to my area. I'm positive about that. It's in every metro city, right? But there's something in there that's, if I was to say, like, it would flood the market with too much stuff, and the opportunity would be gone. So I keep that one. That one I've kept to myself for like 5 to 8 years now. Is it right? No, right? But we give, I would say, 95% of everything that we know in that green room. I know that there's things that Steve might be holding back, and it's not. It could be a clothing brand or two that he was like, it's just too amazing. Like, I got to keep it. It's just for me. College Picker, I know for sure, has got some things that you just don't give everything. You know, every ounce of yourself.
Not really. I just can't put it all out there. Like,
Okay,
I without actually coming to my house and seeing how I do things, how am I supposed to articulate that on a Facebook page? I really, like, I've met with people and they've helped me do stuff, and seen it, but it's hard to articulate every single technique or everything into a post, you know?
Yeah, I think his question was more towards, like, is there anything that...
Like a secret bolo?
Yeah, like, you really reserve it for yourself. It could be electronics-oriented. It's something...
As soon as I went and bought a bunch of cameras from Canon, I posted it on the green room. I was like, yo, this is an opportunity you guys can take advantage of. I'm buying this many. You guys can buy it if you want to. I'm expecting to make like $100 each camera, which I ended up making about $100 each camera. And a lot of people else made money doing it too. I didn't hold it back because I wasn't worried about the market being flooded because we're pretty tight.
I'm kind of CP. Like I pretty much share pretty much anything. I mean,
group in there. So.
I haven't held anything back really.
Okay, now you guys are making me look real bad. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm always posting stuff on there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't want this person to think like, oh, they're not doing anything. You know, there's some people are holding some things back. Look, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna tell you right now. There are a couple minor things that I hold back, and it's just I've held them back from a lot of people. I mean, they're held back from even friends within town here. It's just one of those things. So that's. Without telling any more, that's as much as I can give. But you've watched my YouTube channel for hopefully 2 years straight now, maybe 3, and you know I put a lot of good information out there. So I'm not afraid that, you know, you just can't. I can't give every ounce of myself, right? But I can give just about every ounce, just not every ounce. So
you know, the best advice that I can give really is you really got to do your own research. And I've said this in the group before. Like I started selling bikes. 4 or 5 months ago, and I have Chris's phone number programmed into my phone. I can easily call him and say, "Look, man, Chris, I can take a picture of the bike. I can text him and say, "Look, man, should I get this bike?" I have not done that once.
How did you program his number into your phone?
What?
I think he entered it and saved it, like saved to people plus, you know, like that kind of.
Yeah, but my point is, I haven't called him once to ask him, look, should I get this bike? Because I like to do my own research. But I mean, obviously the green room is there as well. But that's just how I do it. I like to do my own research. For me, that's beneficial to me because for me that's just the best way for me to learn.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean that's a fair saying, man. Adidas Picker from within the green room says the clothing hauls today were epic, no doubt. So that's going back to what Raiken said. The wary sparrow. So maybe the flip side of now. Well, my last explanation he says, I have a question. Do you ever worry that promoting resale is only causing yourself to have increased competition, or tipping off thrift stores to what brands to mark up? I'll go ahead and answer this one real quick. So the first part, do we ever worry that promoting resale is only causing yourself to have increased competition? Look, I mean, times are hard, right? In the past 5 years, or no, 6 years, 7 years, we've undergone an extreme amount of like lower middle, upper class like reforming, right? So arguably people are like, okay, the middle class is going away and this and that, and that means people are starting to get smarter, right? After the crash of 2008, the housing market crash, people's jobs that were, and I talk about this in my book, it's like one of the very first chapters, jobs that were once deemed secure, or the 20-year, you know, oh, I'm going to work 25 years for this company and get my pension, and it's going to be amazing, right? Like those kind of dreams and the whole American dream, like let's own a house, that's all kind of gone right now, right? If you want to own a house in the present day, you kind of have to put, and correct me if I'm wrong, CP, but a lot of times you have to put a lot more money than you had to put pre-2008 down for your house. I mean, some people are asking 20%, 30%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're not handing out loans like candy.
Yeah, they're not handing out loans like candy. What I'm trying to get at is things have considerably changed since 2008. And people now are looking for other ways to make money. So naturally, if we are to talk about this on YouTube or whatever, yes, people are going to figure out about thrifting, right? But here's the thing. You can figure out about thrifting. You can do it in your own hometown. Someone has to literally replicate every single step that you've done and the timing that you've done, use the coupons that you used, and all the kind of things that you did to bring your item to eBay to make the profit that you made. They have to do that exact same, order of events, transactions, whatever you want to call it, mailing it into FBA, it getting shipped into the warehouse. They have to mimic that exact thing for them to affect, I think, your business, right? So if you have a really good price on your item, no matter whether it's on eBay or Amazon, how people are going to fizzle in and out. They're going to maybe undercut you here and there. They might go over you. Amazon FBA is a market. That's the thing, and it's a market of people that maybe at one point had jobs, and now they're like, you know what, this is another big thing that's coming up. It's been reported in CNET magazine or CNET, .com. This is not thrifting or garage selling has been going on forever, for decades, dude. It's not like right now because of us, okay, that it's gonna go stratosphere, like Donald Trump's gonna start doing it. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be a viable way to make some extra cash, is how I think most people see it, okay? But very few people are actually gonna take it and turn it into a super career like what I've done or Raiken has done, right? Where they leave a freaking Cracker Barrel like Raiken used to work at and is now an entrepreneur. There will be much fewer of those kind of people, because we duke it out. There are a lot of things that have to be factored into that. And I think the Green Room helps a lot within that to have people realize that, yes, it can be a hobby, but yes, it can also be a primary source of income. And the Green Room is a perfect way to exemplify the people that are in that mindset, that are going like, hey, wait a minute, why does this have to be hobby income? Why do I have to just be making $200 or $300 a month, right? We have people in there that are hungry to make thousands, right? Hungry to pay off their house within this year, that kind of stuff. So is it increased competition? I would say someone has to be identical in the ways they act, when they wake up, the bolos that they find, the execution of everything to actually affect you in the long run. That's personally what I think. This is no mystery. Don't fool yourself because people are making YouTube videos about it. It's no mystery out there. This has existed for decades. To do this, arbitrage has been around for centuries. People were doing it with molasses 100 years ago, right, off ships. And now we are doing it with Nat Nast shirts and stuff. So
Nat Nast Guitar Hero.
I don't think it's any different, but that's just my rant on that. So there was another addition to that thing real quick. Let me answer this real quick. I'm sorry, guys. What was the second part of that question? Shoot, where is it? Okay, I'm tipping off thrift stores to what brands to mark up. I seriously doubt thrift stores are watching our videos.
I heard from somebody that they had a Steve's list in the back room.
What?
I heard that. I swear I heard that from somebody.
Oh my
God. You heard it from who though?
You can't remember, dude.
Oh my God.
I did hear somebody saying that they have seen people walking around with Steve's guide printed out in the cart.
The thing about clothes is the good thing. Go to any thrift store. What's the most
Dude,
abundant item?
it's so voluminous.
There's so many coming in. It's ridiculous. You could have 1,000 pickers out there looking for clothes. It's I always find stuff for clothes. It's there's so much stuff out there, guys. Have an abundant mindset. If you close yourself off and you're so worried about what everyone else is doing, you're never going to focus on yourself. I got people, complaining and whining about this and that and trying to take people out for this and that. Focus your time on your business. That's what's going to make you the money,
Yep. Okay, we have 4 more minutes on the show. We might go to 10 minutes over. So 412-766. Wow, that's one weird right there. It's almost like a phone number, but it's only 6 digits. Where can I get information about joining the Green Room, and what are the fees? All right, Yang, will you just post a link real quick in the feed? Whoever's around right now, the link, just keep reposting the link over and over, just so we can have people.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'll spam it. I'll spam link.
Yeah.
I'm going to flag it.
Nelly Chess says, I think that we all as resellers buy from other resellers. I absolutely think that's true too. So new resellers creates more buyers as well. That's a great point.
Oh, I love going to the flea market and just hustling people.
eBay Pereiro, who's a very big Twitter follower of mine. How many members are in the Green Room? I think it's 232 right now. James Tucker also. Okay, here's some addition to one of his questions. I think it also takes action, which I find many people do not follow through. This is absolutely right.
Absolutely, people are always going to be lazy. So
yeah, so that people have to mimic exactly what you're doing to affect you.
have the same strive and everything.
Hold on real quick. Also, Amazon and eBay have open global opportunities. I've been selling even more, though, than I could through the global thing. Now that said, we need more resellers to build this up even more. There is a long tail opportunity here. That's good. Okay, cool. FBA is making millionaires out of rednecks, and that's a good thing. Eva's picker. Stacy Staggs, I can go into a thrift behind other pickers and find stuff. So yeah, there's plenty for everything to go around. Any age restriction? Okay, we went through all that. So what I want to do real quick before we end the show, guys, let me get to the newest. Let me do one last refresh. We're coming to the very end of our little green room hangout here. Let me make sure, because one of the things I wanted to do was just read out a couple of the green roomers' statements out. Okay, so some of the green roomers that are within our room have said a couple things in the feed that I think it's important to highlight real quick. Let me make sure I find. There were a couple, and I know I couldn't interrupt any of you guys when this was happening. Okay, here it is. Sumaraba. So many times the green room feels more like a collaboration as opposed to a straight Q&A segment. Not that there aren't questions. It encourages research efficiency and staying on top of market trends while still attempting to accommodate users of all levels. That's cool. So Adidas Specker said that was well said. He agreed with that. How's the website coming along, Vintage Philly PA? It's I would say it's in its last stages before beta testing. That's what I want to say right now. Raiken, yes or no? Right? Your last submittal to the team was, I think, last week, right? And it seems as if we're in the last stage, one of the last stages. So
we're getting there.
Okay. So he says we're in the we're getting there stage. Mothership Products. One of my favorite things about the green room is that it seems like there's always someone with the answers. Okay. I'm setting. Adidas Specker, who was within the green room, says I'm setting in on a niche, and I expect to triple that next month. Adidas Picker, my first month on FBA was the first month in the green room. I made $1,200.
Yes.
That'll pay your membership.
Yeah, no joke. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, here's Matt O'Bannon. Hey y'all, glad to be back. I've been working 72+ hours a week with limited hustling to go through. I'm laid off now and I have time to kill it. I love the green room for the hustling strategies and the bolos, of course. Here's from B.M. Jankel. Bonita from the green room here. I love it and strongly recommend it to others. You will make your money back so fast if you just apply what you learn. One of my first flips after I joined the green room sold for $75 and I paid $5 for it. I would have passed it by had it not been for the members mentioning the brand in the green room. It's not just the bolos, but the hustling mindset that's shared amongst the members is why I joined in September. Thank you for joining. Here's a great question. We're gonna finish. Oh gosh, that's a great question. Okay, Gene Caruso. The green room will give you the support and info for you to make yourself or your business better. It's like having a place to go to, and it's safe to find the answers. Pretty good.
Absolutely.
Tortoise Picker. I have not seen one hater or troll in the green room. People genuinely root for others' success because it is a serious group of resellers. You root for others because that means it can be done.
That's great. I hate trolls.
Let's think here.
Trolls.
Okay, we gotta answer this one real quick. James Tucker says they say strength comes in numbers, so it sounds very good. I understand the concept now. Yeah, I would say strength comes in numbers. Yeah, we just read that other testimonial saying that it seems like other people are on board, so it makes you want to be on board, basically. Do we have a date? This is Debbie Fritz SD. Do we have a date for the San Antonio meetup this summer yet? Okay, so first of all, the meetup this summer, the big one.
Oh, we're going to San Antonio? I thought we were going to Austin. I thought we were going to Austin.
Austin. Okay. So our big meetup for this summer is Austin, Texas. and she said for those in the state for those of us in states where it's 30 below and want to dream and plan to go see you guys. Okay, so it's gonna be let me make sure. Actually, let me get my phone's gone. It's the weekend after the 4th of July. That's the weekend that we're tentatively planning for the big green room event / the YouTube meetup, the meet and greet. So the green room event, what is that? It's going to be an event that we're going to pay for, to where you show up, you're like, I'm in the green room, this is who I am, and everything's comped.
Can we call it PickerCon, dude? Can we just call it PickerCon?
That's coming around. Don't worry about that. You're giving out too many things, man. All right, so right now we're on what's the event in July? So the event, so people understand, because I know some people might be doing some vacation plans to come down. I don't want to mislead anybody. You know, I don't want people to think like, oh, they're going to spend the whole weekend with us, right? This is what it is, and this is what it was last. Okay, so this past year, 2014. Okay, so last year, we had it around the 4th of July weekend. We rented out we did 2 meetups. We had a YouTube meetup, which occurred at a coffee place on a Friday morning. And it was like at a reasonable time, like 10, and it ended around noon or 1.
Breakfast tacos.
Yep, breakfast tacos were on us and everything like that. So it's a little bit less expensive of an event, but we're still going to have some free coffee and whatever. We'll probably do something just like that for the YouTube meetup. Could be at the same place. It was a beautiful day that day. If you guys really want to see what we're talking about, you got to watch the Pickers in Austin video compilation on my playlist on my Bonafide Hustler channel. It'll explain everything to you. But that was a very fun time, right? It was damn near 100 degrees. So if you're coming from a 30-degree climate, make sure you're ready for a 100-degree climate, maybe a 90-degree climate. And pickers from all over, seems like Texas, showed up there, okay? And that was our very first one, being green roomers, so it was kind of cool. But we had some people that were not green roomers just show up because it's a YouTube.
There were Redditors, there were Facebookers, there were green roomers, there were YouTubers.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Steve's editor was there. I mean, it was cool.
Yeah, there were editors, Redditors. There was a crazy amount of
stuff. But we had a lot of fun. It's a no-pressure kind of thing. I mean, college pickers showed up in a Bulls jersey, I want to say. Did
I have a Bulls jersey on?
I swear you had slacks. Yeah. You had slacks and a Bulls jersey on. I had a shirt and some shorts.
I only brought one pair of pants. Yeah, it was the slacks.
Yeah. And then, but anyway, check out that video.
And I had a fur coat on.
There's going to be
fireworks.
Yeah, there's gonna. Well, I don't know if we're gonna have. That's the reason why we're doing it the weekend after 4th of July, because we realize 4th of July is a very big weekend for people to spend with their families, and we don't want to intrude on that whole thing. So we're gonna do it the weekend after 4th of July. There'll be 2 meetups. The first one's gonna be a YouTube meetup, which is gonna be probably like coffee shop oriented or something like that, somewhere in downtown Austin. And that's for general YouTubers. Just show up, and green roomers can show up, and we'll probably have some snacks and this and that, and probably coffee on us. Through the time that we're there. The second meetup is a little bit more important. That's a green room meetup, and we'll let YouTubers come to that as well. But there'll be a charge for people that aren't in the green room. That's all expense paid. You just show up and something's going to be going on. Okay, we won't say what it is right now, but I kind of have an idea what it is. Last year it was a golf facility, a fully AC'd golf facility where you drive golf balls off. A 3-story structure.
It was like intergalactical. It wasn't what you'd imagine. It's just like a golfing range.
Steve was driving him 300 yards.
Yeah. Don't be thinking a very hot 100-degree golf range. It's not that. We're talking full AC, all the food we had catered. It was quite expensive for that. We rented 4 bays, and that was a very interesting thing. We're going to be doing something like that this year, except it won't be golf-oriented. It will be all expense paid. You just show up. That's all you do. And it'll be an excursion that's somewhere around 4 to 8 hours long. I'll just say that, okay?
8 hours? What are we going to hike Machu Picchu?
I have to. It's one of the things I'm hoping it's going to be weather permitting, but this is going to be an interesting one. So that's going to be, if you're a green roomer, you show up. All ages event, right? But there will probably be alcohol there. So if your kiddos are okay with seeing alcohol, then there will be alcohol more than likely. That's going to be green roomer. Is free to come in, green roomers and their family, okay? They come in for free. The other ones, just if you show up and you're with YouTube, then there's going to be a small charge. But that's going to be fully taken care of by us as well. That happens more than likely the Saturday after 4th of July. That'll probably be a Saturday, and the very first meetup will probably be Friday evening, something around there. So hopefully that answers your question. should you come down, and first of all, if you're just coming down to see us, that's great. We would love to meet you. The second part is, I live in an amazing town. They've all seen it. Austin, Texas is phenomenal, and
Austin's okay.
Shut up, man. This is the most amazing town ever, dude. It's so cool.
I'd rather go to Thailand.
Yes.
Okay. I'd rather go to all kinds of places. I'd rather go to Hawaii and have the meetup, but dude, college picker.
I'm just messing, dude. Don't take your don't get so defensive against your town. I'm just messing with you.
I'm gonna reach through the screen and pull your head off. Okay.
No, Austin's red. Austin's red.
Yeah. So so that's the meetup we have going on. Hopefully you guys can make it. It should be a really fun kind of thing. If you're in the green room, you're going to see nonstop posts about it as it gets closer, like we did the last time. And I think that's pretty much it. Ryan E says, awesome group, awesome motivation. And yeah, there's just a bunch. So, okay. So hopefully if you have a question, if you have a question for the green room, don't be afraid to hit me up, or Raiken, or College Picker, or Retro Aficionado, because I actually do get that behind the scenes from people that are thinking about joining, like, okay, like, this is my question, like, what do you think, and I write them back. You can go through and Facebook us as Raiken Profit, College Picker, Retro Aficionado, or Bonafide Hustler. Ask us the question there. You can try to ask it here, but it might be it might take a while to get us back to you, because now the live show is going to be over in about 1 minute. So feel free to reach out on our Facebooks to us. But hopefully we'll see you in the green room. CP, you got any last words for the people in there? I mean, people that are in YouTube land that are watching this right now?
Yeah, if they want to know what a bolo is, it means be on the lookout. It's a item that normally, if it's retail arbitrage related, you can go to the big box store that we mentioned in the post, look for it, or go online, see if they have it in stock, buy it. And if not, if it's a thrift store item, that's just something that you should burn into your brain somewhere, why that type of item sells, and be on the lookout for that. I just saw what to be on the lookout. That's why I wanted to explain that.
Okay. Steve, any last words?
Yeah, he explained a bolo. I'm going to explain a POTD. That's pennies on the dollar. If you haven't followed that, that's the phrase that we defined earlier. But keep on picking and making that money. That's
right. And I'm going to explain TWITA, TWITA. That's what I'm talking about. And that goes back to what he was talking about. So anyways, if you're not heavily confused by now you are. Young, got any last words?
No, just thanks for watching. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
Bulldog Young. Yes. All right. So yeah, we hope to see you guys in there. And if you have any questions, just let us know. We're out of here. Thanks for spending an hour with us on this Wednesday night. We really appreciate it. No matter if you come from a cold climate or a hot climate, we really, still at the bottom of our hearts, thank you for spending this hour with us. Hope to see you in the room. And if we don't see you in the room, we'll see you at the next Green Room Hangout number 43 happening next week. Adios. Later.
Good night, guys.